Adam Cole's future in wrestling is reportedly in doubt. A top indie talent is leaning toward AEW after receiving a WWE offer, and Renee Paquette has explained her reason for joining AEW, so stay tuned. We have not seen Adam Cole in an AEW ring since the AEW New Japan Forbidden Door show all the way back in June. Obviously, he was part of that four-way match, Jay White, Okada, and Hangman Adam Page. He was already working through an injury at the time, but he suffered a concussion during the bout. That's previously been reported, but we've got an update courtesy of Dave Meltzer on Wrestling Observer this morning, where sort of there's speculation as to whether or not the concussion may be worse than previously anticipated. What's he said?
He said it's a concussion, it's a bad concussion, a real bad concussion. He'll be back when he's cleared. It could be tomorrow, and it could be never. You know what I mean? Which... I don't think that clarifies it any further when he says, do you know what I mean? Because it's a very Dave Meltzer-y quote.
Yeah, it is. I mean, the fact that he's speculating it could be never is pretty worrying. But at the same time, he's saying it could be tomorrow. But the fact he's really emphasized the fact that it was a real bad concussion. Alvarez responded saying, I've not really heard anything. He's doing his Twitch deal every day. So from that aspect, he's fine. But I don't know what the status of being able to travel, work, anything is.
I guess the worry is there that even Meltzer doesn't even know sort of how bad it is. The fact that it could be tomorrow that he's cleared, but it could be never. It's the doubt and the uncertainty. Adam Cole is still incredibly young, and having this injury that's hanging over him, it's not a good sign at all that this is a sort of like, we really have no update. We don't have no clue on how his health is.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, obviously, wish him well, want to see him back in the ring and everything. I'm just glad that we live in an age where concussions in wrestling are taken so seriously. So we send our best to Adam Cole. We hope to see him back sooner rather than later. Up next, a name that has been talked about a lot over the last week or so, Bandido. He's been offered, or he's been made offers by WWE and AEW. Meltzer on the Wrestling Observer Radio again saying he's leaning toward AEW. Apparently WWE super keen on him.
Yep.
But maybe expect to see him in AEW as opposed to the Fed. So I'm cautiously optimistic about it. If he signs with AEW, just because they got such a bloated roster.
They do, yeah.
And I've seen so many super talented wrestlers just get lost in the shuffle already. Yeah. And it really worries me because he is so bloody good. It'd be a shame not to see that. If I were him, I'd be thinking twice about, like... WWE, it feels like it's a different company almost.
Fresh.
Yeah, it really does.
Fresh.
And the fact that Triple H seemingly is keen to get him on the books, that probably means he's got something in mind for
It's
him.
a good sign, absolutely. I think I do agree. AEW's roster feels a little bit too bloated at the moment. I think they need to really focus on the stars that they've got rather than adding more. I think that problem is mostly rooted in the Ring of Honor thing, where they've got too big a roster, but if they split it, it would be fine. I hope Bandido goes to WWE. I think he would fit in quite well there as a foreign talent that they can market around. In AEW, I think he just gets lost in the shuffle after he has a couple good matches, and then it's just like, oh, he's off on dark for a few weeks.
Yeah. It sucks that we're talking about it in this way, doesn't it? It really does. I agree. I think there's... I think he could really find his niche in WWE. I think they've been looking for a long time for a wrestler like him who they can sell lots and lots of masks at house shows and that aren't themed masks, obviously.
Yes, yeah.
So I actually think he would fit in really nicely there. Oh, and you've got Legado del Fantasma. They have the mask.
They've got that. But I think Bandido is just one of a kind talent in the ring.
Is,
and we saw that with his match with Jericho. It was so good.
Incredible. I can see why Tony wants him on the books.
Yeah.
But obviously WWE keen too. You've got to keep an eye out for AEW Dark this week because two of my favourite TikTokers are going to be debuting. It's the Voros Twins, Chris and Patrick. They are the ones, we can see a picture right now. They've got big spiked up hair.
It's like Jimmy Neutron, but blonde.
Yeah. Jedward. Wrestling Jedward. So they got infamous maybe, for that trivia game video that they did. Who painted the Mona Lisa? They both say Mona Lisa, and then they both say Da Vinci.
Yeah, they said Da Vinci instead of Da Vinci, and that's
Silly boys, eh?
You get TikTok so fun.
Yeah, isn't it? I bloody love it. I'm on there all the time.
Yeah.
So they are going to be on Dark this week. They are actual wrestlers. They were doing wrestling before they were doing
wrestling
TikTok.
before this. They trained at ECCW, and like they are wrestlers, and they've not just done this because of the fame that they got from that video. But yeah, they've been at it a while. They've not had any big sort of bookings. This is their first sort of massive, I guess, massive booking with a big company.
Yeah.
I don't know how they'll do though. We'll see.
To be honest, right, I've watched a few of the matches. I've done my research here. I'm going to defy expectation here. I like them. I really like them. Right. First of all, they played their role in the matches that I watched really well. It's sort of a comedy little tag team thing. I think they were good fun. But more importantly, as they've risen to TikTok fame, they've always stated in their videos and interviews and stuff like that, wrestling is their first passion. This is actually what they want to do. They're bringing more exposure to professional wrestling. I think they'll put more eyes on AEW Dark this week from their millions of TikTok fans.
Yeah.
And actually, I think that they're playing a role right. I was watching what was it? Blankety Blank.
Okay.
I know this is a segue. I was watching Blankety Blank, and Joey Essex was on there.
Okay.
And he's like a gormless prick like these two. Do you know what I mean? He's a moron, but he's not. He's playing a role, and he plays it spectacularly well. And I think that's what they're doing. I think they're playing characters. People obviously like it. Whether or not you're laughing at them, it doesn't really matter. They're getting the exposure. They're getting the payday. They're selling the merch. They're getting the TikTok ad revenue, all that stuff. Good for them.
The Zack Ryder type of hairbands where they've got the hair on top of it. Yeah.
Sign them up, Tony. The roster needs a couple of young bucks like the Voros Twins.
Not Bandido. The Voros Twins.
Sucker. So no, seriously, good luck to him. Speaking of TikTok bollocks, Triple H has been spotted with Post Malone. I say spotted. He's done a video with Post Malone. On Post Malone's official TikTok account, he's there with Triple H. Triple H is teaching him how to do the water spit. It's already done 300,000 likes and counting. So they both do the water spit. Lots and lots of eyes on WWE again. People are already speculating that this might lead to something down the line. I like Post Malone as well.
I'd love to see Post Malone in it. I really like Post Malone.
I don't think I've ever heard one of his songs, but I saw a video once of him being really, really nice to a fan, and I don't even think he knew that a camera was on him. It felt really sincere.
He's apparently just a really nice bloke. He's got really good music as well, if you're into that sort of stuff.
What sort of music is it?
It's some rap. So you'd love it.
I like rap.
You'd love rap.
I like all the big ones.
Post Malone and Triple H. I thought the video was quite fun. I thought them doing the shower spit. The shower spit.
The shower spit.
It's because that's what you do in the shower, right?
They were in the shower together, soaping each other. It was awesome. It was just great. So watch on TikTok before that gets taken down. And finally, Renee Paquette has explained her reason for joining AEW. There's not that much to it, to be honest. She missed wrestling.
Yeah.
She's speaking on the sessions. She said, I've missed being around professional wrestling. I miss the crowds. I miss the lights, the outfits, the aspect of putting on an actual show. I'm ready to get out of my flipping sweatpants is what I'm saying. And then she went on to explain what she's going to bring to the company.
Yeah, so she said, I want to be there as a broadcaster, as a personality. I want to be able to help other people if they want or need help. I want to be an ear for people any way that I can and use my 8 years of experience having worked in WWE to see how I can help in AEW. She does bring a wealth of experience and knowledge that I think AEW does kind of need in that aspect of, like, they've got a really good production team in their broadcasters, like, you know, Tony Schiavone, you've got Jim Ross, all that sort of stuff, but Renee Young or Renee Paquette brings something a little bit more fun, that modern aspect to it. And
I agree.
I think really needed.
She's great at her job, and maybe in the past few years, obviously, she's sort of fallen into her podcast niche. I've missed her in wrestling. I've really missed her in wrestling. I think she's so good at work, and she's so ridiculously likable. I've never heard anyone say, "Oh, she's rubbish."
Yeah,
watch the comments now. Don't do it. She's really nice.
I'm surprised that she's not been in AEW sooner.
Absolutely.
I thought that'd be one they'd pick up really quick.
Apparently, according to her, it happened really, really quickly, and that she had been speaking more to Moxley about it than Tony, and then her agent contacted her, said an offer has been made, a contract's coming through shortly, and it just it all happened.
It's like how you want a job to go down.
Yeah, too right. So good for her. Excited to see more of Renee Paquette.
Absolutely.
Excited to see more wrestling content on the YouTube channel over the next few days. We've got news tomorrow, podcast coming tomorrow. We've got loads of stuff. Your new series coming up on Sunday.
Sunday, cool.
Sunday.
Fantastic.
Surprise.
Go and watch that. Give
I'm
that
still
a watch.
working it out. I'm off next week. I'm sorting everything out. So yeah, check that out. It is. What are you? Do you want to?
It is Great American Bash 1991.
Hell of a show. Hell of a show.
It's hell.
Keep an eye out. See you in a bit.